Okay, let's unpack this. Have you ever really thought about how to diversify your retirement savings? Beyond just the usual stocks and bonds.
Right, going beyond paper assets.
Exactly. Today, we're diving deep into a pretty unique corner of the investment world, the Gold IRA.
Tangible assets for retirement. It's an interesting concept.
It really is. And we've got a great stack of sources for you today, really anchored by a comprehensive 2025 guide. It comes from a platform that specializes in Gold IRA and precious metals research.
So we're getting some solid detail.
Definitely. We're aiming to get into the real nuts and bolts here.
And our mission, really, in this deep dive, is to try and cut through some of the complexity. Investing in physical metals within an IRA, it can seem daunting.
Yeah, for sure.
So we want to reveal the key insights, the whys and the hows that actually matter most to you, give you those useful nuggets.
Absolutely. So whether you're maybe actively prepping for retirement or perhaps looking to safeguard against inflation, or honestly just curious.
Curiosity is a good reason too.
It is. By the end of this deep dive, you should be well informed on what a Gold IRA is, how it works, and what it could potentially mean for your financial future.
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's kick things off with the basics. What exactly is a Gold IRA?
Good starting point.
At its core, it's a specialized, self-directed retirement account. That self-directed part is important. It means you call the shots on the specific investments.
You're in the driver's seat.
Right. But here's the crucial difference. Instead of holding paper assets like stocks, bonds, mutual funds,
The usual suspects.
a Gold IRA lets you invest in physical gold. And not just gold, but also other IRS-approved precious metals like silver, platinum, and palladium.
Real, tangible metal.
Exactly. And this metal isn't under your mattress. It's stored with a secure, licensed custodian and in an approved depository.
That storage piece is key.
It is. And all the while, it benefits from the same tax-deferred growth you'd get with a regular IRA.
Which is fascinating, isn't it? How it diverges from a traditional IRA. Both offer that tax-deferred growth, but the assets themselves are worlds apart.
Physical versus paper.
Precisely. And critically, like you said, a Gold IRA requires that specialized custodian and an approved depository. That's not something you worry about with your typical stock or bond IRA.
It has layers.
It does. But this unique structure allows for, well, portfolio diversification and acts as a potential hedge against things like inflation and economic uncertainty. It adds a different kind of asset to the mix.
Okay, so it's not just one kind of Gold IRA, right?
Yeah.
Just like regular IRAs, they come in different flavors.
That's right. You've got options, and each has its own tax implications, which is really important for planning.
Let's break those down. First up, the traditional Gold IRA. How does that one work?
Pretty straightforward, mirrors the traditional IRA concept.
So you make pre-tax contributions.
Correct. Those contributions can potentially reduce your taxable income for the year you make them.
Nice immediate benefit there.
Can be, yeah. And the funds, or rather the metals in this case, grow tax-deferred. You only pay income taxes when you take distributions out in retirement.
Okay.
And this can be a significant advantage, particularly if you think you'll be in a lower tax bracket during retirement compared to now. It offers that immediate tax break.
Especially helpful for higher earners, maybe.
Could be, yes. Helps manage current tax liability. It's a classic strategy for long-term tax thinking.
Okay, then there's the Roth Gold IRA. How's that different?
Roth is kind of the flip side. You fund it with after-tax dollars.
So no upfront tax break.
You don't get that immediate deduction. But the big payoff, the real attraction for many, comes later.
Which is?
The money, the value of your gold, grows completely tax-free. And then qualified withdrawals in retirement are also tax-free.
Okay. Tax-free growth and tax-free withdrawals.
Exactly. Plus, a key feature of the Roth, no required minimum distributions or RMDs during your lifetime as the account holder.
Oh, that's interesting. Unlike the traditional.
Right. So the Roth can be an excellent option if you expect to be in a higher tax bracket down the road. You sort of lock in today's tax rate on the contributions.
Got it. And there's one more, right? For business owners?
Yes, the SEP Gold IRA. SEP stands for Simplified Employee Pension.
Who's this best for?
This is really geared towards self-employed individuals or small business owners.
And the main advantage?
Significantly higher contribution limits compared to traditional and Roth IRAs. It lets business owners really supercharge their retirement savings.
Okay, higher limits. How are the taxes handled?
Contributions to a SEP are generally tax-deductible for the business.
Okay, business deduction.
And the account grows tax-deferred, like a traditional. So it provides this attractive way to maximize retirement savings immediate tax benefit for the business, substantial long-term growth potential for the owner.
Makes sense. A powerful tool for that group.
Definitely.
Okay, so maybe someone listening is thinking, all right, this sounds interesting. Maybe one of these fits my situation. How
Yeah.
do you actually get one set up? Is it complicated?
It involves steps, but good Gold IRA companies aim to make it smooth. Our sources lay out a pretty clear process, generally around 6 steps.
Okay, let's walk through them. Step 1,
Decide upon your allocation.
meaning how much gold, right?
Exactly. How much of your overall retirement savings you want to put into gold, or maybe silver, platinum, palladium.
Is there a rule of thumb?
General guidance usually suggests keeping it to a, let's say, modest percentage, maybe 5%, 10%, sometimes a bit more, depending on your goals and risk tolerance. Think diversification, not putting all your eggs in one basket.
Okay, diversification element. Step 2,
Select a trustworthy Gold IRA company. This is a big one.
they're kind of your guide through the process.
Precisely. They should handle most of the heavy lifting, the account setup, helping with funding, the actual metal procurement. They even liaise with the custodian.
So they handle the paperwork.
A good one should handle, maybe 95% of it for you. They're crucial partners.
Got it. Step 3, you mentioned a custodian.
Yes. Select a Gold IRA experienced custodian.
What exactly does the custodian do?
Think of them as your IRS caretaker for the account. They handle all the compliance with IRS rules.
Okay, compliance is key.
Absolutely. And crucially, they're responsible for arranging the mandatory storage of your metals at an approved depository. They don't typically store it themselves, but they manage that relationship.
So choosing the right custodian is important.
Non-negotiable. You need someone experienced in the specifics of precious metals IRAs. Your Gold IRA company will likely recommend one they work with often.
And that often makes sense.
Usually, yeah.
Yeah.
They have an established working relationship, understand the processes, but ultimately, the choice is yours. Their role is vital for keeping everything above board.
Okay. Step 4, we've got the company, the custodian, now money.
Fund your Gold IRA. You need to get money into the account.
How? New contributions.
You can use new money, subject to the annual limits we'll talk about, or, much more commonly, people transfer or roll over existing funds from another retirement account, like a 401k or another IRA.
Ah, okay. Transfer versus rollover. Is there a difference?
Yes, a very important one. A transfer is typically direct custodian to custodian. The money never touches your hands.
And that's generally tax-free, penalty-free.
Correct. It's usually the cleaner way to do it. A rollover, on the other hand, means you take the money out yourself.
You get a check.
Usually, yes.
Hmm.
And then you have a strict 60-day window to deposit those funds into the new Gold IRA.
60 days. What if you miss it?
Big trouble. The IRS could deem it an early distribution, potentially hitting you with taxes and penalties.
Ouch. So understand that difference.
Absolutely critical. Adhering strictly to IRS guidelines here is paramount. Your Gold IRA company should absolutely help you navigate this and handle the paperwork correctly.
Okay, account funded. Step 5, time to buy.
Yep. Purchase your IRS-approved metals.
You mentioned IRS-approved. Are there specific rules?
Oh, yes. Very strict purity requirements. For gold, it generally has to be at least 99.5% pure. Think American Gold Eagles, Canadian Gold Maples, certain bars, too.
And silver, platinum, palladium.
Similar high standards. Silver needs to be 99.9% pure, platinum and palladium 99.95% pure.
So you can't just buy any old coin.
Definitely not. Your Gold IRA company will guide you on selecting products that meet these IRS standards. They know what's allowed and what isn't. What's fascinating here is just how precise these standards are. It ensures the metals are investment grade and meet IRS requirements, maintaining the integrity of your retirement savings.
Right, protects the value. Okay, final step. Step 6.
Store your IRS-approved metals.
We touched on this. Where do they go?
This is non-negotiable. The IRS mandates storage in an approved depository, and it has to be managed by your licensed custodian. Okay, so that common question. Can you store it at home?
Big question people ask.
And the answer from the IRS is a definitive no. Crystal clear.
What happens if you try?
You risk severe penalties. It could disqualify the entire IRA, triggering taxes and penalties on the whole amount. Plus, think about the security risks of storing significant wealth at home.
Yeah, not ideal.
Not at all. Approved depositories, in contrast, offer things like state-of-the-art security, 2047 surveillance, armed guards, specialized vaults. It's Fort Knox level stuff, basically.
Okay, secure and compliant storage. Makes sense.
Absolutely.
So beyond those setup steps and the big rules like the 60-day rollover deadline, purity standards, approved storage, Are there other IRS rules we need to keep in mind? Navigating the IRS maze, so to speak.
Yes, definitely a few more crucial points. Let's talk contribution limits.
How much can you put in each year from new money?
For 2025, the limits generally follow the standard IRA limits. That's $7,000 annually if you're under age 50,
Okay.
and $8,000 if you're 50 or older. That includes a $1,000 catch-up contribution.
And that limit is across all your IRAs, right? Not 7 kilos for a traditional and another 7 kilos for a Gold IRA.
Correct. It's a combined limit across all your traditional and Roth IRAs, and importantly, your contributions can't exceed your earned income for the year.
Right, need earned income. And Roth has income limits too.
Yes, Roth IRAs have income phase-out limits, so if your income is too high, you might not be eligible to contribute directly to a Roth, Gold, or otherwise.
Good point. But the rollover transfer part is where larger amounts can move in.
Exactly. Those limits are for new contributions. Rollovers and transfers from existing retirement accounts aren't subject to those annual limits. That's how people often fund a Gold IRA with a substantial amount.
Got it. What about getting money out? Withdrawal rules.
Pretty standard IRA rules apply here too. Generally, you can start taking penalty-free withdrawals at age 59 and a half.
And before that.
If you take money out before 59 and a half, you typically face a 10% early withdrawal penalty on top of regular income tax on the amount withdrawn.
Unless an exception applies.
Right. There are exceptions similar to traditional IRAs, things like certain unreimbursed medical expenses, qualified higher education costs, or maybe up to $10,000 for a first-time home purchase.
Okay. Now what about those required minimum distributions, RMDs? You mentioned Roths don't have them during the owner's lifetime.
Correct. Big advantage for Roths. But for traditional and SEP Gold IRAs, RMDs do apply.
When do they start?
They generally must begin at age 73. Your first RMD is due by April 1st of the year after you turn 73.
Okay. A little grace period for the first one?
Yes, but subsequent RMDs are due by December 31st each year after that.
If you don't take it or don't take enough?
Penalties. Significant penalties. The IRS wants you to start taking money out so they can tax it.
Right. How do they calculate the RMD on physical gold? It's not like a cash balance.
Good question. Your custodian plays a key role here. They have to determine the fair market value of your gold holdings as of December 31st of the previous year.
How do they value it?
They typically use established benchmarks like the London PM Fix or COMEX prices. Then they divide that total account value by a life expectancy factor found in specific IRS RMG tables.
Okay, so there's a formula. Can you take the RMD in gold?
You can. You have the option to take the RMD in cash, meaning the custodian sells some gold for you, or you can take an in-kind distribution of the physical gold itself.
Is taking the physical gold complicated?
It can be. It adds complexity to valuing the distribution accurately for tax reporting. Taking it in cash is often simpler.
Makes sense. And finally, IRS reporting requirements. Who tells the IRS what's going on?
Primarily, your custodian handles the reporting. They report contributions, rollovers, transfers, and distributions to both you and the IRS.
Using specific forms.
Yes, typically Form 5498 for contributions and rollovers, and Form 1099-R for distributions. If you take a distribution of physical gold, its fair market value gets reported as taxable income on the 1099-R.
So the custodian does most of it, but you still need to keep records.
Absolutely. While the custodian manages much of the reporting, you, the IRA owner, are ultimately responsible for ensuring accuracy and compliance. Keep good records. It's not completely hands-off.
Right. Okay, so we've really dug into the what and the how. Rules, steps, types. But this leads to the big question, doesn't it? Yeah, why bother? Given all these specific rules, the extra steps, the fees, why would someone actually choose a Gold IRA? What are the real benefits people point to?
That really is the core question, and there are a few key potential benefits that proponents highlight. First, and perhaps most commonly cited, is its role as a hedge against inflation.
Gold and inflation often get mentioned together.
They do. Historically, gold has often held its value, or even increased when the purchasing power of currency, like the dollar, erodes due to inflation. It's seen as a way to potentially preserve wealth over the long term when the cost of living rises.
So protecting purchasing power.
That's the idea. It acts as a store of value.
Okay, what else?
Second big one, portfolio diversification.
We mentioned this earlier. How does it help diversify?
Well, gold often moves independently of traditional financial markets, like stocks and bonds. It's often called a non-correlated asset.
Meaning when stocks go down, gold might go up, or at least not go down as much.
Exactly, or vice versa. By including an asset that behaves differently, you can potentially smooth out the overall ups and downs of your portfolio, providing some stability, especially during economic downturns or periods of high market volatility.
Reduces overall portfolio risk, potentially.
That's the goal of diversification, yes.
Okay, inflation hedge, diversification, any other main benefits?
The third one often mentioned is long-term security and stability.
What does that mean in practice?
Look, gold has been used as a store of value for, well, for centuries, millennia even.
It's true. It has a long history.
It's maintained its perceived worth through countless economic crises, wars, and currency collapses. Because it's a physical, tangible asset, it can't just be printed into oblivion by a central bank like fiat currency can.
Right, you can't just print more gold.
Exactly. So it offers this intrinsic layer of security, a sense of permanence that's hard to replicate with paper assets, which are ultimately based on promises or confidence in institutions.
Okay, that's a pretty compelling case. Inflation hedge, diversification, long-term security. But nothing's perfect, right? Investing always involves trade-offs.
Always.
So here's where it gets really interesting. What are the potential pitfalls, the risks or considerations someone needs to seriously weigh before jumping in?
Absolutely critical to look at the other side of the coin. First, while gold is often seen as stable, it's still subject to market volatility.
So the price does fluctuate.
Oh, definitely. The price of gold can swing based on a whole range of factors: global economic conditions, geopolitical tensions, changes in currency values, interest rate movements, even investor sentiment.
So it's not a guaranteed steady climb.
By no means. It can have significant ups and downs. This really underscores why it's generally viewed as a long-term investment. It's not typically suitable for short-term trading or trying to time the market. Patience is often key.
Good point. What else should people be aware of?
Another really significant factor: fees and costs. This is a big one.
Higher than regular IRAs, you mentioned.
Generally, yes. You have costs associated with the specialized custodian, the secure storage in that depository we talked about.
Storage isn't free.
No. And then there are dealer markups or spreads when you buy the physical metals and potentially when you sell them too.
So these costs add up.
They can. It's crucial to understand all the fees, upfront setup fees, annual custodial fees, storage fees, transaction fees. Choose providers with clear, transparent pricing. Because of these added costs, your gold investment needs to perform that much better just to break even compared to a low-cost index fund, for example.
That's a really important consideration. The performance hurdle is higher.
It is. You need to factor that in.
Okay, volatility, fees, anything else?
The third main consideration is liquidity.
Meaning how easily you can sell it.
Exactly. Selling physical gold isn't quite as simple or instantaneous as clicking sell on a stock in your brokerage account.
Right, it's a physical thing.
You need to find a buyer, arrange for secure transport, potentially pay selling fees or commissions. It takes more effort and potentially more time.
How can you manage that?
One key thing is to look for a Gold IRA company that offers a competitive buyback program. Many reputable companies will offer to buy back the metals they sold you, often at prevailing market rates, minus their spread.
So that streamlines the selling process.
It can significantly enhance liquidity and help ensure you get a fair price when you decide it's time to sell or take distributions. Definitely ask about buyback policies up front.
Very practical advice. Okay, so weighing those benefits against those considerations is key.
Absolutely. It's not a one-size-fits-all investment.
So let's wrap this up. What does this all mean for you, our listener? It seems a Gold IRA offers this really unique path, doesn't it? A way to diversify your retirement portfolio with a tangible asset.
It really does. It offers that potential hedge against inflation, a buffer against economic uncertainty. It's a potentially powerful tool.
But, and it's a big but, it comes with very specific requirements. Rules, costs, considerations that you absolutely have to pay attention to.
Definitely. Navigating this market successfully, it really demands careful attention to all those IRS regulations we discussed, and partnering with knowledgeable, experienced companies, the Gold IRA firm, the custodian, is crucial.
Due diligence isn't optional here.
It's an absolute necessity for compliance and, frankly, to maximize your investment potential and avoid costly mistakes.
So here's a final thought to leave you with. Given gold's unique dual role, it's both this ancient, tangible asset, right, but also a modern financial investment traded globally.
A fascinating duality.
How might strategically including it in your retirement strategy shift your overall approach to risk? Especially thinking about the future, as global economic landscapes inevitably continue to change and evolve.
That's a deep question. How does holding something physical change your perception of financial risk and security?
Something to really ponder as you think about building your own financial future.